Welcome to TBC News, our top stories. Optimism high as Tanzania marks May Day. Tanzania Oman set to deepen trade ties. Good evening, I am Faida Nganga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also, get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has announced a 35.1% increase in the minimum wage for the public servants, insisting on the improved economic performance driven by the workers. President Samia has announced the increase during the Labor Day celebrations held in Singida region, where better working conditions for the private sector workers was also stressed.
Mwaka huu serikali itaongeza kima cha chini cha mshahara.
This year, the government will increase the minimum wage of public servants by 35%. This adjustment will effectively take place starting July. As for the private sectors, the Minimum Wage Board is continuing with its reviews processes to determine appropriate improvements to the minimum wage levels for the private sector's employees.
On the other hand, the public servants and other workers have expressed their happiness on the increase, igniting optimism following other improvements that have been made for the workers in the country.
Tanzania Postal Company, we are deeply grateful for the President for the 35% increased salary. The adjustment, despite the rising of cost of living, it serves as a strong motivation for us to continue working with dedication and commitment. As government workers, we are truly delighted by this salary increase as it answers a long-standing call we have made over the years.
The issue of salary increase is something the President has truly addressed in line with our expectations. This move will greatly motivate us to put more effort into our work without losing momentum.
In other news, Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner Albert Chalamila calls on the public sector employees to serve with dedication and patriotism, urging them to prioritize the interests of the nation over personal gain. He made the call at the Regional Workers' Day celebrations held at Tanganyika Packers grounds in Kawe, whereby outstanding employees from various public institutions were recognized and awarded. Rioba Stephen attended the event and has more details.
The event brings together workers from various government and private institutions who also marched in a unit, carrying messages, singing and dancing in a celebration of their contribution to the national development. The Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner, Albert Chalamila, emphasizes the importance of discipline, commitment, and integrating public service, and urging government institutions to offer rewards to outstanding employees that align with today's cost of living.
Kwa hiyo leo tunaposherehekea sikukuu ya wafanyakazi, kila mmoja bebe wajibu ndani ya moyo wake kwamba
today, as we celebrate Labor's Day, let us embrace our individual and collective responsibilities. As public servants, we are a face of the government, and it takes only one among us to tarnish the image, potentially undermining the trust and the confidence the public has in our leadership. While we are compensated for our work, our service must go beyond the paycheck. It is a noble duty that calls for selflessness, integrate, and unwavering dedications. I therefore urge every public servant present here today to continue serving with a passion and a commitment, fully aware that the work we do carries profound importance for the future and well-being of our nation. Among those recognized was Dr. Emmanuel Lazaro, an internal medicine specialist at Temeke Regional Hospital, who received the certificate and a cash award of 5 million Tanzanian shillings. He expresses his gratitude and joy, highlighting the importance of working with dedication and passion.
I've received this prize with great joy. As you can see, my colleagues are with me here celebrating my triumph. So I would like to thank my colleagues in the hospital for electing me, and also my hospital director, Dr. Joseph Kimaro, for his contribution in giving us this motivation.
And actually, I thank you all my workers and the Institute for this opportunity. In fact, this is a very, very great day for us.
I wish to advise my young fellows. I advise them to work hard and to do their responsibilities at work. It's good to be responsible.
Nationally, the 2025 Workers' Day was officially commemorated in Singida region, where President Samia Suluhu Hassan led the celebration and announced a 35.1% increase in the minimum wage for the public servants this year, bringing the minimum salary from 370,000 to 500,000 Tanzania shillings. Rioba Steven, TBC News.
As we continue to celebrate International Labour Day, it is crucial to highlight the importance of safeguarding mental health in the workplace. The well-being of employees is directly linked to productivity, job satisfaction, and overall workplace morale. Teddy Mparanyanga has more.
Are you okay? It's a simple question, one we often ask ourselves casually, but rarely stop to answer honestly. On this International Labour Day, as we honor the hands and hearts that keep the world running, we pause to ask a deeper question. Are our workers truly okay? In a world where deadlines, pressures, and performance often take precedence, mental well-being can be overlooked. But today, we bring it to the forefront. Here, a mental health advocate and counselor explores how mental health can be safeguarded in the workplace.
Make sure the expectations are set clear. Sometimes we enter in spaces where we become confused, stressed, and we panic at work because a supervisor doesn't know what the subordinates are supposed to do, and subordinates do not know what supervisor expects from them. So it's very important if you're working in an organization, if you're a leader, I want to remind you, you are working with human beings, not human doings. So make sure you communicate clearly that this is what I expect you guys to do. And you subordinates, if your boss has given you an assignment and you feel like you're not going to be able to do it, tell them, sir, I think I need more days. Sir, I think I'm not going to be able to deliver. Sometimes we tend to forget ourselves. We tend to forget that we are in workspaces and we just carry ourselves randomly. But when you're at work, set boundaries. Make sure everyone knows where they're supposed to stop. That's a workspace. That's not like a club. That's not like just something. It's a workspace. So make sure boundaries are set. Avoid what we call office politics. Office politics are in very various forms, and some of them that mostly happens in our office is like rumor mongering, gossiping. You're in the office and you're very much concerned about who has won what has done what. When you are in your office, be proactive enough.
Mental health isn't a personal issue. It is a workplace issue. Healthy minds build stronger teams, safer environments, and more resilient industries. Here are some workers talk about how they maintain their mental health at work.
Mental health is critical, actually. But for me as an editor, our job is very difficult because we have to concentrate to edit some scripts from the journalist. But, we are having a break time. So during the break time, apart from eating or maybe having breakfast or lunch, talking with my colleagues about football, because I have my hobbies, football, about social issues. So maybe sometimes I'm going through the social media. Social media is very important to refresh, especially TikTok, Instagram, and to watch some video, especially we are having a very good comedians nowadays in Tanzania. So I'm just passing through TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So I think that's the way of maybe to refresh yourself.
As a journalist, on how I protect my mental health, first I consider work-life balance. I make sure that I work. Yes, work can be overwhelming sometimes, but I make sure that on my free time, I make most use of it to relax, to refresh, so that when I come back to work, I have my full brain.
So today, as we celebrate the strength and contributions of workers worldwide, let's not forget to ask and truly mean it. Are you okay? And if the answer is no, Let's make sure there are systems, support, and solidarity in place to say, we are here for you.
As we are still highlighting this significant day, my colleague Caroline Maleo has prepared an in-depth analysis about the significance of International Workers' Day.
May 1st is more than a public holiday. It is a powerful reminder of the rights, struggles, and progress of workers across Tanzania and in the world. As the nation commemorates International Workers' Day 2025, it is an opportunity to reflect on how far we have come and how far we still need to go in securing the dignity, safety, and economic well-being of every Tanzanian worker. Across the country, workers continue to power the engines of economic growth, from factories and farms to classrooms, clinics, and corporate offices. Their effort to remain at the heart of Tanzania's development journey. In recent years, the government has introduced reforms aimed at improving the labor landscape. These include updated employment policies, efforts to formalize informal workers, digital access to social security systems, and support for youth and women entrepreneurs. Dialogue between the government and workers' union has also gained momentum, with increased focus on fair wages, workplace safety, and the right to organize. President Samia Suluhu Hassan's administration continues to champion inclusive growth through industrialization, tourism, agriculture, and digital innovation, sectors that rely heavily on a skilled commitment workforce. Yet even as opportunities expand, the challenges many workers face remain urgent. As the world of work evolves, shaped by technology, global markets, and climate change, the future of employment in Tanzania will depend on how well we invest in our people today, equipping the youth, safeguarding workers' rights, and creating decent jobs are no longer optional. They are essential. On this Workers' Day 2025, let us remember that every profession, every laborer, and every effort matter. Celebrating workers means valuing them in policy, in pay, and in practice. It is time to further strengthen efforts that promote workers' welfare. This includes securing fair salaries, ensuring legal protection and enforcement of labor rights, tackling corruption, and improving oversight in the private sector. These steps are vital in building a fair, just, and productive working environment for all. And as the government continues to improve the working environment, workers too must rise to the occasion. They must uphold integrity, accountability, and excellency in their duties. Commitment, discipline, and patriotism should define the Tanzanian worker. Rights come with responsibility, and the success of our nation depends not only on policy reforms, but also on the dedication of those who build it, one task at a time. Caroline Maleo, TBC News.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Industry and Trade, Dr. Hashil Abdallah, says the country is in talks to ensure regular direct flights from Tanzania to Oman, a move that will help to strengthen the transport of goods between the two nations. Dr. Abdallah made the remarks during a 4-day visit to Oman following an invitation from the Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment of the Government of Oman, Kais Mohammed Al Yusuf, adding that experts from the two countries will begin talks on specific areas of cooperation.
Our teams of experts will continue with various discussions with regards to the cooperation between the two countries. Basically, the trip has been very successful and is expected to bring great productivity and will be able to open more commercial relations.
On the other hand, the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Stephen Nindi, says the visit will bring positive results to both countries, especially in the area of value addition of agricultural products, especially avocados and other crops.
Using the free trade zone, we can transport avocado and use it as a hub to Oman, which takes 5 hours by plane and about 5 days by ship. And from here, it will be distributed to various places around the world.
While in the country, Dr. Abdallah also met with other various ministers of Oman, as well as speaking to the Oman Chamber of Commerce, whereby all of them have expressed willingness to cooperate with Tanzania in the areas of industry, trade, and investment. In a significant step towards promoting inclusivity and communication accessibility, the Open University of Tanzania has launched a sign language awareness training program for its staff members. The initiative aims at equipping university personnel with basic sign language skills, reflecting the institution's commitment to creating a more inclusive learning environment for students and members of the community who are hearing impaired. Antonia Kivaria reports.
The training brings together administrative and academic staffs from various departments of the Open University of Tanzania. Facilitated by experienced sign language instructors, the session focuses on foundational communication skills, cultural sensitivity, and the importance of accessibility in higher education.
These training are aiming at capacitating these other community members to be aware of the sign language that are used in facilitating the community members of different categories. So by creating that awareness, it means we will enable these community members to be part of the community and to assist those with challenges in communication so that they can be able to get all the needs that they want in the community.
Some of the participants, including sign language interpreters, also elaborates on how the training engaged in interactive exercises, including role play and groups discussion, designed to build confidence and enhance understanding of deaf community uniqueness and communication needs.
Facilitating sign language awareness training to the staff members of Open University, because it is important for everybody to know this language, because we have realized that there is a group of people that is left behind simply because of the language. So learning sign language helps us to include everybody, including the deaf, because we have realized that it's not that they are stupid, it's not that they are idle, they don't want to work, but the most important thing that is bringing them back is simply the language.
So we are trying to associate the teaching of sign language and the conducting of deaf education with the whole idea of inclusive education. Because inclusive education advocates the offering of education to different groups of people or learners in the same environment.
One of the lecturers, who is also a teacher at Patandi Teachers College in Arusha, says the training has been an eye-opener and urges people to learn sign language skills which can make a difference. Although I face some challenges, they have not stopped me from fulfilling my responsibilities as a dedicated public servant. I also take great pride in teaching others on how to use or communicate effectively through sign language. The training initiative is a part of a broader university strategy to promote diversity, equality, and inclusion. Organizers hope it will inspire ongoing learning and encourage other institutions to adapt similar. As the Open University of Tanzania continue to lead by example, this sign language awareness training marks as a milestone in a journey towards a more accessible and inclusive academic community. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
Thanks a lot for that report, Antonia Kivaria. Deputy Director for the International Monetary Fund, IMF, African Department, Dr. Catherine Patilo, says surge of the global policy uncertainty and weakening of some key commodity prices continue to hamper economic recovery of the sub-Saharan Africa, which experienced remarkable growth in the year 2024. Speaking to my colleague Nasser Kingu, the Deputy Director insists sub-Saharan countries to prioritize sectors that can help them with resilience to help them respond to global shocks.
The hard-won recovery we were seeing in sub-Saharan Africa is facing a critical test at this juncture with the surge in global policy uncertainty that's putting a cloud over the economic recovery in the region. So what we had seen was the hard-won gains that were undertaken by authorities were starting to pay off. And last year, then, growth in the region exceeded our expectations. And we were set then for continued recovery. However, the global shock that we've seen, a real change in global policy priorities, has put a damper on that recovery. And we're now marking down our projections for overall growth in sub-Saharan Africa in 2025 to 3.8% and to 4.2% in 2026. So this is what we mean by recovery interrupted. We had previously been forecasting higher growth for this year and for next year. But due to factors like the higher international tightening of financial conditions, the higher global uncertainty, the downgrade of global growth, which is implying lower global demand for sub-Saharan Africa, and the weakening of some key commodity prices like oil, the outlook has been clouded.
Can somehow the sub-Saharan African countries reverse the situation? If yes, how?
So what we had seen in the past 5 years is that there have been a lot of shocks. And even through these shocks, which have caused a lot of dislocation for governments, for businesses, for people, there's still been, a fair amount of resilience. And we've seen, again, a lot of effort on the part of policymakers to do good reforms which have helped them balance the need for macro stability, the need for working toward development gains for the population at a time when social expectations on these governments are quite high. So we had seen those efforts, and they were starting again to pay fruit. So inflation has come down in many countries. Inflation is, of course, something that's a big tax on the cost of living for everyday people. Public finances were stabilizing, so that debt actually had come down and was stabilizing. So we had seen those gains and a lot of difficult reforms. And so what countries can do now is stay the course on these important policy reforms while looking to make sure they're satisfying development needs. And they can prioritize things that can help with resilience, being agile to be able to respond to shocks. Like monetary policy in an environment of changing financial conditions, ensuring that monetary policy is agile. But overall, then, the resilience implies the need for continued, caution, avoidance of sort of self-inflicted wounds of mistakes, for sticking the course, for consistency, and for credibility then of policy frameworks.
The Deputy Director for the International Monetary Fund African Department, Dr. Catherine Patilo, speaking with my colleague Nasser Kingo. In other news, as the world is gearing up to mark Press Freedom Day on the 3rd of May this year, various stakeholders in the science and technology sector urge journalists to leverage on the advancement of technology in artificial intelligence to enhance industry's efficiency. Speaking to TBC News, some of the science and technology experts say in the next 5 years, artificial intelligence will most likely become one of the most powerful tools in the journalism sector. Peter Mganga has more.
Artificial intelligence is increasingly used in journalism to automate routine tasks, analyze data, and personalize content for audiences. It can also help with the transcriptions, translation, and fact-checking. Few days ago, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa recommended the use of artificial intelligence amongst journalists in Tanzania. Development of science and technology brought about changes in the world, but there is great importance of being careful while using this AI technology as an important catalyst for increasing efficiency, justice, and protecting our culture. Head of Network and Systems at the University of Dar es Salaam Computing Center, UCC, Japhet Kiludia, and the Director General of Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, Dr. Amos Nungu, explained further how the institutions play a significant role to support the use of artificial intelligence technology in the journalism sector in Tanzania.
UCC now conducts awareness seminars. We conduct workshops. We partner with our technology, other technology companies to provide, to integrate this technology in our curriculum and try to provide awareness to the citizen, especially the journalists. We invite them to the workshops and the seminars and equip them with the AI technology so that to enable them do their work, our job efficiently.
We do our promotion and coordination well in the STI. In the last 7 years or so, we have been training on science communication. We have been partnering researchers and the journalists together so that, the researchers, their output, their publications can be simplified into a language which is common to the mwananchi.
Furthermore, Japhet Kiludia and Dr. Amos Nungu elaborates the advancement in the artificial intelligence sector in the next 5 years to come.
When we say there is misinformation or disinformation, using the relevant tools, you can check and verify before you inform.
In the next 5 years, the AI technology will transform the journalism industry because everything will be done through AI and all the content creation will be aided, will be enhanced by AI.
The future of journalism is not about artificial intelligence versus humans. It is about humans and artificial intelligence working together to create better and more impactful journalism. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
And in sports news, the European champion in the women's middleweight class in 2014 and the first ever female Dutch boxer to compete in the Olympic Games, Noshka Fonten, says Tanzania has made strides in international boxing with the number of boxers increasing. She made the remarks during a special visit in Tanzania, which aims at uplifting skills of young male and female boxers in Tanzania.
I chose this gym in a combination, in cooperation with the Tanzanian Boxing Federation, and it's been great, and the boys and girls are really working hard, so I'm really happy that I could give them some of my inspiration, give them some of my knowledge, and also my boxing gear. I think there's a lot of up opportunities for boxing in Tanzania in the next years. Also because the female boxing is rising, and of course I'm a big fan of that. And they also competed in the World Championship, so I'm really proud of that. And I think also you're also happy with that. That's happening. And yeah, they're really training hard. So I think that they're gonna have a great future.
On the other hand, President of the Boxing Federation of Tanzania, BFT, Lukelo Wililo, says the country has put in place strategies to promote boxing in Tanzania, along with increasing the number of female boxers.
And we are continuing to push more hard to make sure we inspire more women to come and join boxing and to get opportunity that coming out of boxing.
Right now we're bringing an Olympic gold medalist who she's here, and basically she'll be able to train and motivate them to also think in a bigger picture so that one day they can also be out into a global arena. I think it's an incredible opportunity, and it's an opportunity which does not need to stop here in Dar es Salaam, but it's an opportunity which at the end of the day we want to ensure we're taking it to so many regions all across Tanzania.
And on that note, we're ending our news bulletin for tonight, but do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Faitha Ngaga. Good night.